In this video, I'm going to explain why I don't mind plot spoilers, and why, in limited circumstances, neither should you. The newness of a story is one of its delights. Being immersed in a story and just getting lost in it is a delightful, fun thing. And that is something that really can be spoiled with a plot spoiler. I don't plot spoil everything. Some of the Brandon Sanderson novels I haven't bothered to plot spoil, although some of them I have and I've still enjoyed them. The reason why I don't mind plot spoilers most of the time is this. Any book or movie or game or anything that can be fully spoiled with a plot spoiler is only worth reading once. Think about it. If you can destroy the experience of reading a particular book or watching a particular show by having that plot spoiler, then won't it be spoiled the second time you watch it? Isn't that what that means? So if you can really destroy the experience completely, then the story was only worth hearing or seeing once. And here's the trouble. There are a lot of books in this world. There are a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows. In my childhood, my family watched all the new movies. If it came out in theaters, we pretty much watched it. It was almost a one-to-one thing. We kept up with all the new stuff, and it was fun. Then I took a 2-year break where I pretty much didn't watch any movies at all. And ever since then, I've been so far behind that I've had the luxury of being picky, of reclaiming my evenings where they're mine now. And now I get to be picky and say, well, which movies do I actually want to watch? Which ones are worth my time? Because if you think about it, if you think about all the movies you've watched in the last decade, how many of them were really worth your time? How many of them are memorable and good? Like, how many of them are still good, that have kept in your memory? It's probably not half. It's probably a lot less than half. There is so much footage uploaded to YouTube every single day that you could never, ever watch in an entire lifetime the contributions made on YouTube in a single day, which means you have to filter. Now, if you aggregate all of the books that have ever been written by humans ever, that includes all of the hip new books that you're going to see in the stands at the airport and the bus station, and it includes all of the old classics. And not all of the old classics are worth reading. They're just classics because they've managed to survive time, and that is a valuable filter. Any game or movie that people are still talking about 10 years after it came out, that says something. It doesn't say everything, but it does say something. So the reason why I don't mind plot spoilers breaks down to this idea. Any movie or book that can be spoiled completely with a plot spoiler is only worth reading or watching once. And any movie or book that is only worth reading or watching once isn't actually worth reading at all. There was a day when getting a good education was as simple as read all the books you can get access to. Benjamin Franklin's education went more or less in this pattern. He saved up all of his extra money for books. He skimped money for food so he can buy books. He made friends with the local bookseller's apprentice so that he could borrow books and then give them back. And his education you could boil down to a single line of code. If can get access to book, then read book. Today, we don't have that problem. For us, getting access to information is not the limiting choke point. For us, it is discriminating between the books. We need ways of judging books before we read them. We need to know what is worthy of our time. Because, by the raw numbers, most books are worthless. Most TV shows are worthless. Most of all the media that we consume is worthless. And yet, some of it is so pricelessly good that it will inform your internal world, affect your dreams, change your perspective, give you vistas and visions of what can be, and can make you a better, richer, fuller person. So, how do you skim the dross and get the good stuff? One of the tools that I use is plot spoilers. Before I'll watch a movie, generally speaking, I will hit the Wikipedia plot spoiler and scan it. And if after the Wikipedia plot spoiler I still think it's worth watching, hey, it survived the first filter. That's worth something. I don't use this for absolutely everything. Some things I spoil only a little bit, so I know more or less where they're going, and then enjoy the minor surprises along the way. But it's worth thinking about, this idea that you can discriminate books before you read them, that you can figure out what it is that you intend to get out of them beforehand, rather than coming as a totally blank slate to the experience of the book or movie. I hope this video gave you something to think about. If you have strong feelings for or against plot spoilers, please leave a comment in the description below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. It is something that is surprisingly touchy on the internet, but I find it really interesting. Any book that is only worth reading once really isn't worth reading. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe below. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.